happy to be bringing another episode to you. I love it. I love every second of it. So let's not waste any more seconds and let's get to it. The first one we have for you today in the DEX destruction, SWAPRUM. SWAPRUM recently came to my attention. The next generation decentralized exchange. Next generation. Not the current one or the one that came last week or the week before. It's the next generation. Why? Because they have swaps and high yields. That seems to be what everyone else is doing. And the farming yields here, they have all these pairs that you can farm. Wonderful, right? It's not showing the APR or APY because I had to grab this off the Wayback Machine because their current website, well, we'll get to that later. The About portal for them, the Sapper token. The Sapper token, I got to be able to read this a little bit better. The Sapper token serves as a portal to access lucrative DeFi rewards. It says it right here. Lucrative DeFi rewards. And their APRs and APYs were outrageously high. Had like 100% or whatever. And remember, everybody, you just can't make more money than the world in general on a random website. Just not possible. If they're doing things like market making and they have an active business with traders and this type of stuff, that's one thing. If they've got magic bots and fairy dust that flies around and stuff like that and says you're going to make 100% of your money every month, it's a lie and you're going to get wrecked. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else to say about them. They got everything going for them. They got their high yields. They got their nice website, next generation stuff. All that type of great stuff. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, what is this? It's a tornado cash alert. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The scam is inbound. Take cover. Beep, beep, beep. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tornado cash alert. So, Tom, what are you talking about here? What are you talking about? Cointelegraph says $3 million worth of customer funds swiped via alleged SWAPRUM DEX rug pull. Really? A rug pull on a DEX? I can't believe it. People gave their money to an unknown group of people without faces or names, and they took their money in the middle of the night. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Anyway, PeckShield says SWAPRUM on Arbitrum. I don't even know how to pronounce that properly. Arbitrum. Anyway, they rugged for $3 million. I think in the end they got $5.5 million. The prices dropped not 90%, not 99%, not 99.9%, but 100%. 100%. The scammers bridged 1,628 Ethereum and laundered it through Tornado Cash. Interestingly enough, Tornado Cash just suffered a governance hijacking. Which I'll go over at another show. But Tornado Cash itself basically got hacked, and a whole bunch of money was taken from them. I wonder if this scammer got scammed by that scammer. We shall see. What are all the good things going on with SWAPRUM? Don't know, because their GitHub is down. Yep, 404. The website number 1, Nginx says, not found. Their other website, connection timed out. Couldn't find anything on the details of their websites. One must have been a DApp. One must have been the other. The Wayback Machine didn't give that great of information. And as I always say, when you see the Twitter says this count doesn't exist, when should you have sold? 10 minutes ago. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I should have sold 10 minutes ago. But for this one, the coup de grace, as I always say here, is the rug pull itself, where they took all your money all the way down to zero. A couple of people look like they tried to play the rug pull and get 1 or 2x real quick there. Never works. There's too many people watching it, and they're going to take your money. But anyway, this was a classic in the middle of the night scam. Chainlink, or Chaincraft. Man, I can't read that. It says, the victim of the rug pull, about $3 million and a crash. They have a whole section on how this happened. But in essence, what this was a proxy contract switcheroonio. That's right. Proxy contract is the main contract on the blockchain, and then it references another contract, which is the proxy or the proxied. I don't know the right word for that. But the developers in the middle of the night changed the proxied contract and turned it into a malicious one. And guess what they did? That's right. They used it to take all the money out of the project. What's the lesson to be learned here? Exit scam. It's an exit scam. But what is the lesson other than CerTic taking grief over it? First lesson. CerTic audits something. They audit the contract that's given them, not the contract someone changes it after they've audited it. If people are going to change their contract, they need to go back and get audited again. But if they're just going to steal all your money in the middle of the night, they don't bother with that. What's the big thing here? And as Jonah from Anonymous says, you gotta, and so do I say the same thing too. You only should invest in projects in which you can see, like me, the developers, you know who they are, they're part of your community, and every little box is checked, including whether they're faking their financial position or not. We had some experience with that with one of the programs we were involved with, and everything was on the up and up until it wasn't, and then it turns out everything the person told us was a lie about their financial position. Docs will fix that for you. No, they didn't pay me to say that. I'm giving you a good idea. Anyway, it's just one of those disheartening things, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of those disheartening things. Oh, I don't know what to say. Other than we're very appreciative of our sponsors here on this show. This show, along with everything on the DYOR Media Network, as I say for our original content series of shows, is presented by Auditchain. Auditchain has a lot of good things going on. I just did another episode of their On the Brink podcast. Go check that out on the Auditchain YouTube channel or auditchain.finance. But first, if you want to know what they're about, here's a word from our sponsor.
Most of you know that crypto exchanges have been taking a beating about transparency, and many groups out there are trying to solve that, but Auditchain has already done that. Auditchain's protocols and network of validators can mathematically prove that a company's entire financial state, not just proof of reserves, but a proof of state, and whether or not that company is providing accurate reporting and information to the respective government regulators and to the public. Seriously, you and I can check crypto companies and traditional companies' financial reports for transparency and accuracy using a logic and reasoning engine called Pacioli that records its output where? On the blockchain. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain technology is now able to be used to check on traditional companies. Behind me is a list of companies that comprise the S&P 500, S&P 100. In essence, the largest U.S. companies by size. More than one quarter, 29 out of 100, have problems with their reports. Remember, accounting and other corporate systems are garbage in and garbage out. So if there are problems with the data out for these companies, in red here, what does that mean? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There are problems with the data going in. And this was figured out not by accounting or auditing firms and fleets of consultants. This was compiled and reported on by Auditchain's Pacioli validating nodes and took only 5 minutes. It's revolutionary and it's a disruptor technology. Auditchain.
Well, thank you to Auditchain. I always like to hear from them, even though it was me giving the pitch about Auditchain. And like I always like to tell people, I'm not a social media influencer. I'm a reporter of good and bad things, and an educator and an entertainer, more specifically. But I am invested in the Auditchain project, and they do sponsor this show. So take that for what it is. But it's a good project. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm telling you to go check out the project and see what they're all about. They have a completely developed system and a full utility. So, where do we go from here? Well, last week I had asked people, I should say in the last episode of Rugged Ruined REKT, I asked people, hey, send me examples of where a project went wrong, and I'll do them on the show here. I'll review a couple of them, give some user-generated content. And Jonah from Anonymous, he came through in the clutch. That's right. He gave us a good one. And it's a good one, not just because bad things happen with people's money, and we're learning a lesson from it, because something went a little bit more right than the typical rug pull or outright theft project. This one's Zertam. Zertam, as you can see, nothing good going on here, right? But this really isn't the problem. This is a lot of projects that just launch and just immediately suck as the team sells their tokens, or team, otherwise known as the devs and everybody else before everybody else can. And so Zertam, that's just the same chart. Zertam had a pre-sale. $4 million they raised. 3.9, 3.88, 3.9, $4 million to use for this. Putting that in LP would say that would be a roughly $40 million market cap project to start. $4 million. That's very stable. That's a very, very, very good start, and it creates a nice, strong, stable project right from the beginning. As long as you don't have a dishonest dev. That's right. The dev, not the owners of the contract, but the dev was basically telling them how to turn it into a pump and dump. And the most sensible thing for the initial launch is to add really chunky LP, meaning to add all that LP there. And once you've absorbed the initial sell pressure and the lower price impact on chunky LP, remember when there's a lot of liquidity profile in ratio to the market cap, buys and sells don't move the price as much. When you take the liquidity out, there's only a small amount, it really cranks that market cap up and down, and the price moves a lot. And so what the developer here says, he says, once everyone, you can pull 50% of the LP out and then start buy back lower, pump the project up because the price will go a lot higher. And then you add the LP back in, and then you sell all your tokens, basically draining all that LP. Kind of the way that doesn't create a controversy, because it just looks like each one of those wallets did low buys and high sells. And in essence, you drained the money out of the contract doing that. And the dev was telling him how to do that. He even uses the word rinse and repeat. So you can keep doing that until there's no money left in the account or in the liquidity pool. But did $40 million make it to the LP? Nope. Someone tweets immediately, hey, why did you only add 24 ETH when you raised $4 million? 24 ETH is about $40,000 time of recording here. So instead of adding $4 million or something close to that, they only added $40,000. Where's the rest of the money? Well, let's cue the dishonest dev again. Guys, what have you done to the liquidity like this? You can't launch that market cap with 150K worth of liquidity with the ETH plus the pairs. It wasn't exactly 150. It was more about 90 or so, something like that. Guys, I asked you if you had any questions before launch, one of which should be about liquidity. If you actually thought about adding 100K was normal at $40 million. What this guy, the dev, realized quickly was that the guys didn't add enough liquidity to it. And immediately what happened is, that was this other chart. Immediately what happened, not that chart, was that everyone saw that there was a problem and immediately sold off. And so what that dev wanted to do was to work the pump and then get the price up. His wallet and bag would be a big fat one, and then he would sell, and then he would have earned money for developing this project for them. But it didn't work out that way. And it turned out the wallet analysis showed that the guys were just taking $3.7 million and sending it off to Binance. Just right to a hot wallet. And in their defense, not in their defense, their defense was, well, we never really told you what we were going to do with it anyway. People are like, what? That's what a pre-sale is. It's to raise the liquidity for the project and a little bit of a marketing expense and stuff like that. It's not just to raise the money and then go to your wallets. Well, that's what the dev said, and this is what we get for not really knowing the devs behind a team. This one was interesting, though, because they went through the Anani Docs program. The full background checks and searches and all this type of stuff. And so they got reported. they got reported to the SEC, they got reported to the IRS, and to other places because the amount of money was enough to attract the attention of the SEC and the IRS. And you're like, well, all right, well, what else, Tom? Well, people went to Binance. Binance said, hey, we've received a lot of reports that this wallet is a scam wallet. And people are saying, hey, freeze this wallet, freeze this wallet. Well, people can't just call Binance and say, freeze that wallet. Otherwise, they would do that for every losing trade they had or whatever. And so what Binance said to them when they got through to an actual person, they said, hey, you got to go through the law enforcement channels, but here's the portal for that. Let's go see what that's about. And it's the government law enforcement system. Police departments across the world open an account with Binance, and they do this with the other major exchanges as well. And they file reports, and they do it. And Binance says, when we get reports, we act on them quickly to freeze the money before it disappears. And that's what happened. And sure enough, the scam was submitted. Police department submitted the report and got the money frozen. So at the time of this recording, the money's sitting there at Binance frozen. The info went off to the SEC and the IRS. So nobody's getting their money back anytime soon, or maybe even ever. But the point is that this one went to the authorities. And it did it the right way. And so something's going to happen. Like I said, Jonah and the crew at Inanidocs had their legal information, had all their background, had everything they needed to know about them. And they sent that information off to law enforcement. So hopefully, while the people from this project probably won't get their money back, either A, ever, or B, anytime in the next decade, this will be one more project that gets added to the mix of things that makes other hackers go, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Once again, the chart, not any good, not any good at all. But they thought they had a good ideas, and they said, everybody, we've got someone helping us from this vampire gaming project or whatever. Do you think that was a good idea, getting this guy to help? No. That wasn't a good idea at all. Well, the user-generated content continues with someone sending me the information about an influencer. Influencers they create crap, and they help rug pulls, and they help bad projects along, and they help scams too. This guy, Passive Crypto, YouTuber, bringing the YouTubers a bad name. But anyway, lots of videos about this, even videos in which he talks about scams. So you think, oh, all right, this is a good website. It's like coming to my YouTube channel. There's good things and there's bad things. And so, all right, reporting everything sounds good. One of his videos, the best cryptocurrency investment. Best cryptocurrency investment. Not Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, Phantom, the new Pulse chain. What is the best cryptocurrency investment? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's a project called Piston Race. And Piston Race promises a 1% a day until you get 365% of your income investment is reached. 1% a day. And like I said earlier, it's not that they have a market-making team and actual money going into the markets and making 1 and 2% trades all day, kind of like Citadel does, high volume, making tons of money doing that. They just have the secret magic sauce, the AI trading bots, and not even the secret sauce, just fairy dust. But anyway, we all know where this is going, don't we? The influencer says, you got to look at this chart. He does a little technical analysis of it. He says, it's going up, and then it's going sideways for some consolidation, which only means that it's going up again. Technically, he's right. I don't know what the ratio is, but it's like 68 to 72% of time. That description of stuff generally works out. You could draw a little flag here, and after the flag and technical analysis goes up the same amount as the stock on it, whatever, guaranteed. But it happens 72, 74% of the time, whatever it is. So I said, all right, this is from the video. I got to go find the chart myself. And I found the chart. Here's that same chart. Going up. There's a little clue over here that the other guy didn't show, that they was coming down from somewhere, right? And then it did its consolidation. It's a little flat on the consolidation there, kind of weird. But anyway, this was goes all the way up to the 22nd or something like that. No, I'm sorry. The whatever it went up to, but only a few days later, this happens. Is that good? Is that what happens after consolidation? It just big. Price went from $2 down to 6 cents here. Oh, you can't see it here. 6 cents. Not the 6th cent in which you see dead people, but they were seeing a dead project. Yeah, it's pretty good. I just came up with that one. Anyway, so you're like, wow, this is terrible. This is terrible. They got rug pulled at the last minute. All their money was taken. Another Ponzi scheme going in the tank. But that guy was only showing part of the chart. I mean, I showed this little extra part, but really what's going on? Yeah, that little part of the chart was just right here. That's it. Look where they took all the money out of here. They took it all the way out from the top up there. They cleaned you out. Everyone got wrecked. Everyone, and if you go through the messages in the old Telegram, it says people were pulling money out left and right and stuff like that and made all their investment back. So who cares if the project went bust? But then one of the people went through it and figured out many of those accounts were just the developers planting things, and they couldn't actually find any on-chain evidence of any of that actually happening. Tough one out there, ladies and gentlemen. But wait, there's more. Jackie, you know who you are. You send me projects all the time, and I haven't used them on the air yet. But I got to give one more for you. I got to give you the Una CEO. Jackie sent this one to me. He said, "Oh, this is a good rug pull." Sure, it's not. Sure enough, right from the start, they brought it up after it looked like the project was only 12 hours old, and then they rugged it in the middle of the night. They rugged it. They took all your money, and everyone looked like a chumbalone taking it in the shorts. And that's all we have for this week on Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. Stay tuned for next week when we'll probably have more dexes getting destroyed and other projects to make fun of, but learn from. So be there.